be forever, you and me. 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 Now that I'm alive, these feelings go stronger and stronger. You fill me up inside. Eternal love has arrived. When I kiss your lips, make the face dismiss, make me feel like the man that I am. Together with God's favorite plan. Ooh, saw the pain, but you didn't run away. Oh, baby, didn't think this was more than just a phase. Oh, baby, who knew that we wouldn't make it all this way to create the perfect story? They'll say our love is eternal. Pictures on the wall of a love forever. When it's all said and done, I know you'll be the only one. As long as your heart still believes, it'll be forever, you and me. 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 Your friends are jealous, starting rumors, so I laugh. Misery loves company, oh yes, it's true. Don't let them get inside your head. They wish that it was them instead. But I'm not confused, yeah, she's pretty, but I'm crazy for you. They can walk in your shoes. Push your shadows away, honey girl, I'm only checking for you. Oh, 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 oh. Don't you let them get inside your head. They wish that it was them instead. But I'm not confused, yeah, she's pretty, but I'm crazy for you. You love me, say that you love me. I want you, no one above you. Baby girl, you're always number one, 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 one. Oh, oh, oh. You love me, say that you love me. I want you, no one above you. Baby girl, you're always number one, 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 one. Oh, oh, oh. You're always number one, girl. There's no one else above you. You're always number one, number one. Oh, 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 oh. You love me, say that you love me. I want you, no one above you. Baby girl, you're always number one, 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 one. Oh, oh, oh.
lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe on a beautiful Thursday afternoon. Is it raining?
Not yet.
It's raining.
Where?
It's in here. Didn't you hear Blake singing?
That was amazing.
He's making it rain, baby.
love it.
I'm going to tell you, what a voice.
Blake
Backstreet Boys. Everybody says you are the new Backstreet Boys singer. Yeah. Unbelievable.
We'll get him a mic.
That'd be cool.
Blake G in the house.
I
I
tell
got
you.
the pleasure of meeting him yesterday when he popped in. You've known him from a little bit from another show that you produced.
I knew him from a week ago.
From a week
Don't
ago.
get it
I
twisted,
saw
just
him
met
and then
him.
I left, but we do have one thing in common,
Which is?
the U School.
Yes.
Here we
We are both graduates of
We are of
University
U School.
School, yes, of Nova University, back in the day. And I said, I hope that, not that it was bad in the day, it was just very small when I went there a million years
I had
ago.
a huge graduating class.
You did.
It was so big.
I had
What's
72.
huge?
What's like 300 students?
Really?
Yeah.
I had 22 students when I graduated out of high school.
I had
Really?
72.
In the church, they put us
In the
know
ch-
that.
Was it all boys or all?
No, it was mixed, but nobody went there.
Tells me he went to high school in Davie, and it's only a few high schools in Davie, so it's
It's true.
either that or Nova. So, alums of the same school and almost of the other U.
Almost.
It's all about the U.
You know what?
It's all about the
It's
U.
It
just
is.
wild.
But what a pleasure to have you join us
What
on
a
the
pleasure
show.
to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
How long have you been singing?
Ooh, technically my whole life, but I didn't have the cojones to pursue it until like about 6 years ago. Yeah.
Well, in 6 years, all this came about. You got presence, you got music, you got sounds. One of those songs, the original, the first one was original?
they're all both of them are original.
Or original, so you write music and you
Yes.
produce and everything else. You got an entourage in here, you got family, and you got a whole bunch of people around you.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
It is. And I'm going
Very
to tell you,
lucky.
ever since you walked in the door, we're selling tickets at our first. We're going to have to do a concert
Another
piece with this
concert?
guy. Absolutely. I'm thinking maybe going bigger.
Of course
till
you
you
are,
hear this
because it's
thing.
been 10 minutes.
Just think big. That's the way I think.
Why not, right?
Never think small, because it can't do you any good.
He learned that the hard way.
At his
He didn't
ripe
have
old
the
age of
cojones.
20-something.
Yeah,
Wait till he's our age, right?
that's true that. Favorite type of music? Because I heard you sing everything, including Latin tracks and everything else. What's your favorite?
All-time favorite, even though I wasn't even remotely born in the era, is probably doo-wop music. I just love doo-wop music.
How'd you get so into music?
Just watching a lot of, listening and watching a lot of things. There's an expression, my mother-in-law's in the building, and they're Romanian Hungarian, and there's this expression that in the first 7 years of your life is the most influential.
True.
So in the first 7 years of my life, I was exposed to so many different sounds and so many movies. I was hung around my grandparents a lot, and listening to what my dad had on the radio, to what my grandma had on the radio, just everybody all combined just was very impressionable on me. So I still listen to it.
On the Real Radio. What a concept. Don't we do something with them?
Yeah, South Folders. You're going to be, and we're going to have the radio station come in here for that next thing at 3, but
We'll do Cafe Night Train with Blake. We should put a whole thing together.
We
And then
should.
you can go back to your doo-wop and your oldies, because we'll put you on True Oldies.
no, I want something bigger for Blake. I want Blake to have his own show.
Yeah,
We
talked
talked
about
about
that.
that yesterday.
that sounds like my style.
And it does. And then that way you can do the interviews, you can do the singing, you can do whatever you want.
Cool.
And it'll be your plane ride, and we can zoom in anywhere you want, bring in guests from anywhere around the world. We've done that.
I've got a very good friend of mine who's a very talented artist himself in the building, so maybe
Yeah, I
he can
wanted to
join
talk
us.
about who you've got in the building and see if does he produce you, or how did you even meet?
We have worked together on a couple of tracks before, but it's been mostly a really strong friendship for a number of years now. But B is probably one of the most talented artists that I know. He has.
Well, I have to ask you that
Yeah.
you've got B. Howard in the building, in
Yeah.
the studio, right? So, what a gift it is to have you here. And Frank, see, it all works out as it always should. How did you even connect?
A mutual barber.
A barber.
A barber.
Yeah, a barber.
That's the name
Look
of the
who else
show,
is
The
in the
Barber.
house.
Blake the
KE's
Barber.
in the house.
Blake the Barber.
KE is here too.
Who?
Kendra.
Oh, Kendra's here?
Yeah.
You see, you
She
get me all
told me- she
confused.
told me
nah,
tomorrow.
You know what? Not doing that.
She's in the house too. So you met through a mutual barber in LA?
Yes, in LA.
And the barber just said you guys should
He's
hook
like, you
up and
guys
meet?
should like become friends, and you guys are doing something similar, and it's been friendship ever since, with, like brothers.
B, do you have a mic?
Yeah, he doesn't make
Right
on
next
the
to
table.
B, there's a mic.
And Kendra is in the house.
So I have to ask you, B. So the barber says, I really want you to meet this new kid, Blake. He's great. You are all over LA. You're a music producer. You do everything. You've written albums and production and top of the top. And you gave Blake a call because your barber said so?
Well, that's how it works out. But I got a chance to hear one of Blake's songs, and I was like, dude, I like his voice, and he was cool, right? And then when I went to go meet him, went to Florida to go meet him and spend time with him. I was like, dude, you're like the brother from another mother. Like, I'm like, dude, anything I could do. And he's been proven to be very, 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 very dedicated to the craft. And he shows up like he's supposed to. Like, we did a thing for one of my friends passed away, Aaron Carter, and we got a chance to give, give a homage to him, along with the Backstreet Boys and some members of NSYNC and stuff like that. And I called my friend Blake, my brother, to be down there, to come, help support, what we were doing in our cause. And him being there was very special, and people received him extremely well.
Thank you.
And we raised about, a good amount for,
Like over
children of mental health,
Yeah.
like over $200,000.
over $200,000, and it is something that's near and dear to me. I think that at one way or another, I don't want to get too controversial, but everybody not suffers from mental health, but everybody has their own set of problems or set of things that they need to work on, and I am somebody who definitely feels like they need to be in their best gear possible, and I can relate to the cause. So not only was it a transformational moment that I could be a part of something so important, be amongst legends in a concert, but have it support something that's really near and dear to
And
my
what
heart.
is that like for you? It has to be a pinch me moment when you are not only working with B, but then you're surrounded by the best of the best, and then you're doing something, you're just
Literally
giving back.
everybody I always looked up to,
Right?
like my entire life, like every second of the day.
And is it just pinch me like, oh my gosh, there's Backstreet and there's B and there, everyone.
And they're all just like, we're all just sharing the same green room together, hearing stories about like what it was like touring back in the day and hearing them harmonize together. It was.
You
it
should have
was
seen
very
the cheese
surreal.
on his face. You look like the Cheshire Cat. You were smiling so big.
But that's the industry that you're in. That's the guy, the thing you guys
Yeah, but not
do.
everyone is there.
Not everybody gets that pick. I mean, this is one of those you look around and says, wow.
It made me feel like I can do anything, honestly.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? There were times before I was like, I don't know, can I really do this? It's so competitive. But then I was like, this is actually a concrete moment that I had always set out to do. So I'm not saying it's not going to be hard, but I think I got a good shot.
But there's so many facets to what you guys have both talked about. There's the music industry and your talent, and that is of itself, you're incredibly talented, and you've got an amazing friend and producer.
Yeah.
But the mental health component, we talk about all the time. Not only is it affecting the industry, it's affecting
Everybody.
everybody, and especially your generation.
Mhm.
What are you doing, and why is that so important to you?
What am I doing personally
To
about
help
it?
with the cause or to raise awareness?
Well, I go on my live stream quite a bit and I talk about it because I do have a condition. And I didn't really always know about it, but it turned out that I do. And it's something that I mean, it's a vulnerable space for me to be in, but I feel like if I can influence anybody just in a fraction, because it is something, it's not easy to accept it, but once you can go and speak to other people about it, it makes it a little bit more normal. And I feel like we just need to get to a point where it is normally accepted, even though it's not what others perceive as normal.
What about
Right.
for you, B?
Right. Something else that I will definitely be involving Blake in is on the 28th of this month, putting together a very special community session, I'll call it, where we're taking a lot of inner city children in Long Beach and whatnot, and we'll try to experiment to, with the same concept everywhere in Florida, but where we bring a lot of inner city children together and they get to watch us record live.
Wow.
Watch us record, create, and write, and talk about the music industry, give advice to music industry for people who don't have the opportunities, like Blake, to be able to have a barber tell you call, and and even those people that don't have the talent, but they have the mindset to be able to do something else in the industry where they can actually be executives, or maybe even just radio promotion or marketing, but giving them an opportunity to have a chance to speak to myself. Blake can chime in personally, or he can chime in during Zoom, where we can just really inspire inner city children to go to the next place and have an opportunity to have an outlet. Because a lot of these things that happen with mental health is people are so bottled up, especially
They're
since
so in the
COVID.
dark. They
know?
don't. It's not that they don't want to admit to it. They just fear that the repercussion will be that they're not going to be as valued by their peers. And I've been in that spot, and I think anybody who knows that they have a condition has been in that spot, and nobody should have to go through that.
I love your vulnerability and your authenticity of speaking
Thank
speaking
you.
your truth and sharing it, which is difficult to do. But now you're in this great space with
Yeah.
B to even bring it more forward and to the masses, because B is so well connected in everything that you do, the lives that you get to touch, especially these inner city kids, right? And say, wow,
I'll be really honored.
he can do it, or we can do it, or we don't have to live in the fear.
No.
Just like we talked about with Tinkerbell the other day, right? These kids whose parents are in prison, and it's to break that cycle of, with the right investment in their future and helping them out and giving back, you can change their lives. That
Absolutely.
you break the generational pull of what it is. Which I know you're talking about the singing, and I look at the youth as a whole.
Yeah, you look at the opportunity of taking a shot, being given a shot, planting a seed, which I love. I'm going to tell you, I was talking about it this morning. Mental health doesn't have the right answer. If you do the wrong thing, you do the wrong thing. But if you do nothing about it, that's instantly the wrong thing. So the message, no matter how small, how big, your walking example is you're having the conversations. You're putting kids in a good, proper framework. You're saying, listen, there is another way, not just the rejection, because fear will always control the negative narrative.
It's
always,
so true.
Always will control it. But you coming forward, it just inspires people. What you guys are doing,
I hope so.
It's inspiration. Don't hope, I'm telling you. You got to believe that, because people will feel your vibe. It's in your music. It's in all the things that you now are doing. You got your family support around you. You got your friends around you. You got nothing but the stars waiting for you.
I agree.
All right, so why'd you move back to Florida?
To come here.
I gotta tell you, we love having you, but
So I was getting married, and my family lives here, and I just thought that it made sense to have my wife amongst her new family.
true.
And thankfully her mother's here too, and it made a lot of sense harmoniously to be amongst family
We
in
got the
this
moms
new
in the
stage of
house.
our life.
And I think
Yeah.
your wife walked in. The important thing is
She walked in?
you're picking the right stones to step on.
Yeah.
And you don't show fear, you go for it. And you
I
do
don't.
your thing. Like you said, go for the big one. Go for that big hit and see what happens.
You gotta go
Only
big.
one life to live, so.
What a great message. We're going to take a commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to talk to you some more, talk to Frank, Carolina, and I think Kendra's in the house as
I
well.
think she's somewhere around here.
All right, more to come on the other side of this commercial break. 888-994-4995, Studio A. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Do you have an idea for a show or a podcast? Do you want the opportunity to be on TV? Amp Media Productions is partnered with True Oldies Real Radio Station and powered by many online platforms such as Roku, Facebook, YouTube, and even Amazon Fire to help amplify your impact. Do you want your voice to reach a wide audience? Call us today at 866-224-5422.
There is no way to ignore it. You hear it on the news, online, from your friends and family. What happened to my money? Whether it got hit by falling stocks and bonds, with the coronavirus, shrunk by a floundering 401k with low interest rates, and is riding the extreme ups and downs of the stock market with political elections. Many Americans are worried about their money and how they're going to retire. Help protect your financial future now and call J.D. Mellberg for your complimentary book from a leading financial firm that shows you ways not to run out of money whether the market goes up or down. This free book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms that can protect your money for a lifetime. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report summarizing the rates and benefits of annuities from hundreds of top-rated insurers, helping you to find ways to get up to 33% more income in retirement. That's right. 2 books, both absolutely free, for calling J.D. Mellberg. Help protect your financial future.
Call 877-643-3015.
South Florida's Good Time Oldies. Now, Boca and Delray Beach have their own oldie station. Catch us on 95.3 FM. It's the greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s. On South Florida's Good Time Oldies, 95.3 FM.
Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella.
Pizza Rica, tasty Richard Pizza at 2001 Northwest Boca Raton Boulevard or contact 561-826-8663.
Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Cross my heart and hope to die. I'd give anything just to see her one more time. She's been heavy on my mind. Sucks to say yes, I let the perfect girl get away. But Daddy told me what you won't do, another man will. Oh yes, he will. There's guys lined up around the corner just to get a chance to know. My baby's missing and I really want her back. I want her back. Oh, I'm dying on my knees. I really want her back. I want her back. Oh, I call your phone a million times just to hear your voicemail through the night. I know I've been such a fool. It sucks to say yes, I let the perfect girl get away. Daddy told me what you won't do, another man will. Oh yes, he will. There's guys lined up around the corner just to get a chance to know. My baby's missing and I really want her back. I want her back. Oh, my baby's missing and I really want her back. I want her back. Oh, I'm dying on my knees. I really want her back. I want her back. I really want you back, girl. I swear I want you back, girl.
Amazing stuff.
Wow. You got a whole Bruton audience for you. I see a whole lot of blonde hair on the other side of the studio, which is pretty
Turn
cool.
into the blind corner.
How do you like that? Chelsea, can you turn
Chelsea,
the lights,
lights.
please?
Turn into the blind corner. over
And then we've got KE in the house. You never know who shows up here. I got to tell you.
You know, it's funny because you change everything.
She told me she was coming
She
tomorrow
told me today.
because I think you have an event this weekend, don't you? You're singing.
Yes. Hold on. Allow me.
You said today.
What?
You said Thursday.
I said that I'll be here today.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I know nothing about
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Have you met Blake before?
You sang at the Mob King premiere, right?
I did.
You did? Yeah, yeah. I'm in Ciro's follow-up project, The Tray Picker.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice to
So
meet you.
yeah, he's a really good. And so as soon as I saw you singing up there, I was like, I know who that is. Great job. Great job. But yeah, no, I have a performance at the Manor tomorrow night for Pride Month. But if anyone's asking about the time, it's going to be at probably 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. that I go on because it's a nightclub.
I'm
So
sorry, what?
That's when only
it's
the
going to
cats
be
are
at
up.
1
The
a.m. or
Manor is
2
where, in
a.m.
Miami?
Will Manners.
Will Manners.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
The gayborhood.
But it makes sense because they don't open the doors till
Well,
midnight.
welcome to the life of Kendra.
Wow. Kendra, you never know. She takes a nap, wakes up, and then goes to work.
Blake, that was amazing. Was that one of your originals?
It is an original.
Who's producing your music? Is it this guy over here?
Bees produced some
Three.
music of mine. That particular one was from a producer named Big D.
Well, what's next for you? Because you're incredibly talented, you're good looking, you've got great stage presence, right? You've got it.
Yeah.
What's next?
There's a movie that I was speaking to Kenny about that I'm going to be joining. It's called North Side. It's an independent film that is going to be filmed in the end of September. And I'm planning to, I just met Joey Fatone's team last week in Orlando.
Nice.
So I'm hoping to do some shows out there. And it just seems like every week something comes to me. I'm not exactly sure, to be honest with you, what'll be next week, but it seems like it's always something.
Amazing.
Yep.
Are they going to check your mic?
Oh.
We'll go with that again.
Oh, actually,
What's
no,
that?
one more thing. I am recording a new song with a producer named Pete Amato, and he's based out of Orlando, and he did, he does the score for The Voice. So.
Sounds like you're in pretty good hands.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're in great hands. How's
Thank
it feel
you.
to be back in Miami?
It feels great. It's just so hot. It's so
No,
damn
no,
hot.
it ain't hot. It's getting hot. It's going to get hotter.
It's going to get even hotter.
You know what they tell me? My son just got married. They said, forget happy wife, happy life. It's happy spouse, happy house, right? So it
Yes.
goes both ways. So if everybody's happy,
Yes.
then the house is happy.
Yes, I have a very happy house. Thank
I
God.
see that. You're very lucky over there.
Yeah.
It's
Extremely.
nice to have all the moms being supportive. It's nothing like having family.
Oh, family is important.
And Mimi's in the house.
Don't say that because she's already texted. She's watching.
Freddie's sister is Mimi, so you came in as Mimi, and he's all in.
I lived with that name for a long time. But it's nice. You got family, you got support, you got nothing but bright future going on.
Thank you.
And I've been trying to egg him to do his own show like JC does every other Thursday or
The
something.
goal is to play everywhere in Florida.
And he's going to play everywhere in Florida.
Sounds good. And B, what brings you to Florida?
Well, what brings me to Florida is, you know, I know you guys see it's hot, but I love it. I love it in Florida. I've always been back and forth here. So I'm here to hang out with my buddy. I'm here to support Blake. Have a good time.
Thank you.
Do some boating.
And you live in California?
Yeah, in
L.A.? Does the ground shake there too?
I wouldn't know because most of the time I think I miss all the bad stuff. Like
misses it. He's
when
always
all that
on
stuff
social
happens, I'm
media.
like in New York or
You
in
need
Europe
the
somewhere.
Facebook warnings.
You know,
Yeah.
Kendra will keep you updated on the Facebook warnings of the next earthquake.
She realizes an earthquake when she reads about it. And she was right.
That's what he says. He misses it.
When I
Yeah.
read about it after the fact, I'm like, oh yeah, there was an earthquake, but not before the fact.
That's amazing.
I'm trying to work with the global nations and all to get pre-warnings out for
An earthquake
earthquakes.
doesn't have a pre-warning.
I
it
know,
just happens.
I'm working on that, Freddie.
Okay.
So
And keep
stay
working.
stay tuned.
Fee, what are you working on now? And what's coming up for you?
Again, what's coming up for me is the thing on the 28th for the inner city children. Also, I'm trying to put together a team around Blake to help create with him while he's working with the other producers, so he can have a solid in-house foundation. I know a lot of times I'm out of town a lot, so we have the facility and stuff for him to use the studio and record video in my film studio. So I'm really excited about his project.
What kind of
and then
team
my
are you
new
looking
single.
for? What kind of team are you looking to put around him?
Just more writers, other producers that for sonically forward, because Blake has this particular ear that he hears. Like there's a particular sound that he likes, and there's a sound that's on the radio, and to create something new that blends both what he likes, what he hears, and he emotes with what's current on the radio is something that I really want to, and just wrap around it.
It's amazing you say that because it reminds me of some of the movies like La Bamba and some of the other movies
Yes.
that they made about how to sell music on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is one type of sound, but the radio has a whole different thing going on. How to catch people's
always
attention.
changing.
It varies, yeah.
Because people have this thing of switching channels. You're on 99.9, 91.5, and you push the buttons. But when you have a certain sound, a certain voice, that's why I made a big deal about when you went with Sinatra's slow deal, because that just threw me off.
And Witchcraft?
Yeah, because I'm so used to watching Kendra do her thing. I mean, seeing her 13 years, watching doing her thing. And then Witchcraft came out. I went, wait a minute. What is going on here? And it just threw me off. And I listened to the whole track because, I'm going to tell you, that's a nice piece. Same thing with this gentleman.
Yeah.
I heard him when you were on the Sixth Borough. And I said, wow, Backstreet Boys came flowing at me again. And you have that whole movement, that whole thing. See, that sound was
Right.
sticking
And
radio.
can you imagine, right? Because now we have a great opportunity to reach multiple ears because we have Spotify, we have Tidal, we have all these other platforms that instead of having to change the station, it just keeps going.
You can curate it to where it's your own liking.
And if we curate a sound that that has the stuff that he likes to listen to with other current sonics, that sound can transcend every platform, every radio format. It could be one of the biggest streaming of all time.
Well, one of the
close.
interesting things that we do, we've been doing it for years, almost 20 years now, is that we take the stream on video with radio and we put it together at the same time.
Yeah.
Because you are definitely a visual.
I am what? Sorry.
You're a visual. So
Yeah.
when you sing is one thing, and if people on the radio hit a button, they can see you live as
Yeah.
well. So the visual and the radio concept.
I
they
feel like,
marinate.
it's not essential, but when I think of like certain pop artists and icons of mine, they kind of sound what they look like. So if you could kind of match the voice to sound what, not that you could, there's a parallel between what someone sounds like and what they look like, but I don't know, the packaging, it's important.
It is. It's the whole image. It's the look. It's the sound.
Authenticity.
Yes, authenticity.
Yeah.
All of it put together.
It does. And it's about the movies we're talking about. How do you make it sound? There's no such thing as a 6-minute song. We'll never make it on radio. Remember, it was in the movies.
Oh, yes.
With the guys that, what was it, Queen, was it? Was it Queen?
It's Queen.
Freddie Mercury?
Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, Freddie
Yep.
Mercury.
And they had that 6-minute song.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
That it would
said,
never make it.
Nobody's going to listen to that for
Almost like
6 minutes.
the biggest song ever.
He could have played it for 20 minutes and people would have listened because he had that pitch.
Right, and on the business side of that song, that 6-minute song, each part counts for capital that you get back on the radio. And then as many times as it's licensed in movies and everything like that, you can have a song that's licensed for 30 seconds I'm just throwing numbers out there. I'm not one to be talking about it, you know. But you license a song for 30 seconds for, let's say at minimum $5,000 to $10,000.
Easy.
Yes, and the amount of people that helps, like the people that are working the records, the DJs, and you know, it helps create so much synergy just by creating something different.
Because the music industry has definitely changed with streaming, right?
Definitely.
It's
free
grown.
downloads,
It's grown. I'd say it's grown. You have more reach than you've ever had before, and more reach to be able to you know, go global without having to do so much of the classic way of a, you know, paper bag business.
Yeah.
You know,
True
you can
that.
reach more people. You can give people an opportunity to like something else. If someone's paying X amount of dollars to stay on the radio, you don't have to, you know, just be stuck listening to that person. You can have opportunity to listen and discover a Blake, listen and discover a B. Howard, or you know, anyone. You know, it's bigger.
Well, one of the things we're fortunate is that Kendra got her song put on CSI.
CSI Vegas, yeah.
Very
and
cool.
Sex Lives of College Girls on HBO Max.
And, you know, and I've been doing this such a freaking long time. I feel like a fossil in this business. But the funny thing is, only person I've ever met that ever hit that note, but I used to preach it all the time, has been Kendra. Because I used to tell singers, listen, just keep singing. Don't stop. Keep going. Something's going to break. You may not see it, but it's going to happen. And I wake up this morning and I got some people in this studio and I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
I know.
Because something will pop. And it happened for you. You're on your way, billboards and everything else. You can't say, back when I knew you know, Kendra, keep on singing because it's going to happen.
But
Can you
it
believe
takes hard work.
Yeah, I have this quote that I live by. I was actually giving an interview this morning, and they said, like, what's a quote that you live and breathe by? And I said, well, it's a quote that I like curated myself, and it said, you know, work hard and run yourself into the ground, or work smart and opportunities will run into you. So, and especially with being an independent artist, you have that entrepreneurial stride and that entrepreneurial mindset where you have days where you're just like working hard at doing the same repetitive thing and no results come and no outcome comes from that. And then there are days where you just go out to lunch at a cafe or a restaurant, or even you just go out for
Get your
Or
hair
see a
cut.
barber.
you just go out for like a drink at somewhere, and then you run into someone or an opportunity that can further you. Like it's the weirdest thing, but it's also about alignment.
It's the universe.
And,
It's
and
that
the
third eye
universe.
again.
It's the third eye.
Oh, here we
yeah.
go. No, not the third eye.
It's the
So-
third.
Not
It's
third
the
eye,
universe
no.
coming
Too many
into
eyes.
alignment.
Too many eyes.
Yeah.
It's true, but you also have to be a little bit on the ball. You got to look at opportunities. Whitney
Yeah.
Houston. Go ahead.
English, but it goes like this: I'd rather be a try hard than a do nothing.
You'd rather be a
Look,
tripod.
hard.
Try hard than
Try-
a do nothing.
True that. Wayne
Because
Gretzky says you can't
everybody's-
score if you don't
Yeah.
take a shot.
Yeah, everybody's always putting down the guy who tries so hard. Well, the guy who tried hard is usually the one who ends up somewhere. So
You got to try. You got to
Yeah.
keep going
You gotta
and
work.
pushing and working
It's all about the work.
and getting your hair cut, because that's the best story ever. That is a great story.
But they've made movies about barbershops. There's a whole series of barbershop stories and famous people. LeBron used to hang out in barbershops all the time. It was one Asian came in one day. Whitney Houston singing in church. The manager had a flat. He needed to go in, get some help to change the tire. And he heard this voice, and the rest is history, man.
It's a great story that your barber thought about it, and for you especially, B, that you said, you know what, I'm going to take a chance on this guy. That's tremendous, because you didn't have to.
No, but
But kudos
Again-
to you for giving him a shot, and now you
served
guys are
him
good
pretty
friends.
well.
oh, dude, it's just like, dude. Aside from everything else, another very important thing about this business and everything you're doing, dude, be a good person.
yeah, first and foremost.
There's a whole industry full of schmucks that you know, these guys, you know, whatever. But you're a good
Preach.
person. You have the opportunity. Everything good comes to you, and there's so many blessings that come from that. And even as an artist myself, you know, doing these tours and stuff like that. Like some artists won't even do that. I know some friends of mine that are my actual friends, but they will not give me opportunities to be on their shows with them. You know, even though I do my own stadiums, they won't put me on there. I think it's wrong.
He's been very generous with that, and I think he's kind of started that trend amongst our friendship. And I was just like, once he did that for me, I mean, I was prepared to do it before. I just didn't know how many opportunities I have. But once he did that for me, and I started having some opportunities, we always extend it to one another, and that's how I think you grow, because it takes a village. It does take multiple people, and it does take connections, and if you're generous and you're giving of your time and your platform, why shouldn't you share it with the people that help you out?
There's room for everybody. You're genuine. It's fine. It makes you think of, remember the Rat Pack?
Sure.
Those guys, forever, buddies. That's the kind of life you live. That's when you're living a life and you don't even think about the rest. Everything just comes together.
It's interesting. I was talking to Caroline before the show, and she did her interview this morning with a gentleman who is branding and marketing of some of the higher end companies that you know of. And he said, what makes an entrepreneur is not the money. What makes you financially successful is not the money. It's being authentic and being true to yourself and giving back. And it's everything you and I just talked about. And here they're saying it, because you have to be a good person and give back.
Well, God is always going to test you. You know, when you hit just remember, when you hit that high note, God is going to throw a test your way to make sure you don't forget where you come from and how it started out from you from day one. Because the day you forget that is when everything is going to change.
Money is stronger than liquor when it comes to bringing out your true colors. So,
I mean, if you're going to be what you're going to be, you know, just go on the side of good, because it's easy to be bad. It's really, really easy to be bad. But I love the fact that we're in a house where all these kids, they work together, and they take a loaf of bread and they divide it among themselves. You know, and that's the way we do things in here, which I love about all of our producers as well. So just remember, you are always teaching the lesson. You may not know it, but there's always a pair of eyes watching. And I'm not saying you have to be perfect. There's no such thing as that.
No such thing.
There's no such thing. But just come close. You know what I'm saying?
Or just try.
And just try. I mean, when Kendra
really
comes
hard.
in here, the kids light up. Everybody lights up. When you walk in here now, this gentleman walks in here, you got the blondes over there, they walk in. You guys, I mean, this is your house now. You walk in because sometimes you just need that little pat in the back of the leg.
Yeah, you just need that little pat, and that pat goes a long way.
True that.
All right, let's take a break.
Let's take a break.
More to come. Stay tuned on the other side of this 1 o'clock hour, and we will be right back.
Born in Marseille, France, Max Lazega creates whimsical and free-flowing interpretive art. His 40 years in the construction industry created the foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazega at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873.
Want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call, because the best prices are not online. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner. Call today and get the best price on your next flight, guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
Welcome to a new way to watch your favorite shows. Only at www.amp2.tv/Roku. It's a place filled with music, podcasts, news, and more. Come join us.
If you have diabetes, would you like to eliminate painful finger sticks? Are you injecting insulin multiple times per day? then you may qualify for a continuous glucose monitor. CGMs monitor blood sugar using a small patch placed on your upper arm or abdomen, and they use your smartphone to accurately monitor your blood sugar levels. Stop pricking and start scanning. Plus, CGMs are covered by Medicare and most private insurance plans. They can be shipped free of charge to your door. Call today to see if you qualify.
Todo Bello Balloons is a business that was born out of a passion for creating unique and beautiful balloon designs, including balloon bouquets, balloon arches, balloon columns, and more. We specialize in creating unique and beautiful balloon designs that bring your dreams into reality. We believe that balloons have the power to bring people together and create lasting memories, and we are honored to be part of that experience. Contact us and we will bring happiness to your celebrations with our balloons.
Artist Rosie Sherman paints her passions to share with everyone. Expressing herself through bold and vibrant colors, her suggestion and style are always in flux. Inspired by travels, nature, romance, and the human spirit, Rosie makes sure her depiction of women are strong and proud. Her landscapes illustrate the changing seasons in the diverse world that we live in. To find her artwork in the multiple medias you can purchase, visit rosiesherman.pixels.com.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Born in Marseille, France, Max Lazega creates.
Those fingers in my hair that slide, come hither, stare, that strips my conscience bare. It's witchcraft, and I've got no defense for it. The heat is too intense for it. What good would common sense for it do? 'Cause it's witchcraft, wicked witchcraft. And although I know it's strictly taboo, when you arouse the need in me, my heart says yes indeed in me. Proceed with what you're leading me to. It's such an ancient pitch, but one that I wouldn't switch. 'Cause there's no nicer witch than me. strictly taboo. When you arouse the need in me, my heart says yes indeed in me. Proceed with what you're leading me to. It's such an ancient pitch, but one that I wouldn't switch. 'Cause there's no nicer witch than me. Da-da-da.
Yeah, we're back.
Where's your bell? Where's your anything?
I was in the black. I didn't know where
You're in
I
the
was.
Kendra zone, is what I.
I love that song. I had to tell you.
I think that's
Just
your
love
favorite song. Although every song she does, we
I
think
played
is
every
the best.
morning that song.
I know. We talked about that. The bubble bath song.
Yes. It's all about the bubble bath. It's all
Kinda
about
scary, isn't
relaxing,
it?
bubble bathing.
I got to tell you, I got a chance to talk to moms over there, and
Yeah, put them on. We're gonna put the moms up so they can see what we see. It's always fun.
Blake's mom is friends with a good friend of mine, so which is funny. Small world, as they say.
She's a good friend of your friend?
Yes.
Really? You know everybody.
I've been
Sheriff
here.
Diaz, the wife. You know her too.
Why not? We have that event Saturday night. What is the Cuban American Club or something?
Yeah.
Right? Isn't that what it is?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's at the Cuban American Club.
Yeah.
And I speak a lot of Spanish.
That's right. And I speak a lot of Cuban.
None. But it's always nice to have supportive family. You got Joe in the house, Joe Rubo joining us as well. Chris, we can get you another chair. He's okay. He's going to sit on the floor. Yeah, all 6
He's
feet of him
growing.
is going to sit on the floor.
Joe-
Where you want to head over to see the moms?
Let's go to the whole corner because I want to say hello. Joe, you got a mic? Give Joe Rubo a mic over there. I want to talk to Mr. Joe Rubo. You know, it's really funny. I've been producing that show for the Sixth Borough for over 2 years. Joe, I think I've known you, what, a year, Joe?
No, I've known you before that. Remember,
Oh, a VP? A
Mem-
VIP?
Yeah, when I came on with the boat, Becky and Becky and Boca?
Becky and Boca.
Yeah, that's when
Were
I
you
met
on
you.
Becky's show?
Yeah, a couple of times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that.
Was that when Sarah was on Becky's show?
It was just her.
Becky had a whole bunch of people, but with Joe, it's just him and her. He
That's
had
so
VIP.
funny.
You remember Tuesday nights, I had a Spanish girl that she used to do a show in Spanish that Bobby gave me permission. That girl went to work for Joe.
Ah, okay.
And that's how I got to sort of know VIP and Joe and all the stuff that he was doing at his place. His place was humongous.
Funny, we had someone in here the other day, and I looked at him. I said, "We know you from somewhere." We went through a list of things. He says, "No, no, no." And Freddie says, "You were on Becky's show." And he says,
Yeah.
"Yep, I was on
Yeah.
Becky's show."
And when I was on Denise's show, which I think was Power Up then, I recognized you right away.
I remember Joe.
Yeah.
And Joe knows so many people. Joe was in Last American Virgin, the movie.
You were? See, I'm the last to
I
know
wasn't
anything.
the virgin, but was
He's not
in
the
movie
last American.
Yeah, a long time ago. But it's crazy how that movie still has like a cult following.
100%.
Did you ever go to California for the get-together? Did they ever have that?
They're gonna have it in October.
Are you going?
Of course, yeah, yeah.
That's an interesting aspect.
They're gonna have one in October in L.A. And then November there's gonna be one in Jersey.
That's the one you're going to, or you're going to all of them?
Going to all of them, yeah. They kept postponing them because of the pandemic and stuff. But
Now, those are interesting things, right? You go in there and people remember the movie and you sign posters and
well,
all
it's
sorts of
it's,
stuff.
it's not just us. It's kind of like a Comic-Con. There's all kind of older movies, B movies, and horror movies, and everybody's sitting around at their tables with their photographs and they're signing them, you know. And I went the last time I was at was 2015, and it was crazy. It was in New Jersey, Chiller Theater. And I'm thinking about where I was years ago, and now people are paying me for my autograph.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's
You
unbelievable.
were also on some late night talk shows.
Late Night with David Letterman many times, yeah.
I remember that was
Right.
because I get to edit them once you sent me.
Yeah, I was on once in this skit that he did, a catchphrase thing, and then they liked me and they gave me a recurring part as his stepson. I played like the punk kid that was working and stealing stuff on the set, selling it out the back door. Kind of like real life.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
when art imitates life, right?
He actually, David Letterman liked you.
Yes, we got along very well. What a great guy, man. Great guy.
I live in a place, I'm not gonna name it, but I live in a place where his producer for 20 some odd years, she lived there.
Oh, really?
And she came to my house and she knocked on the door. I almost flipped when she came in.
What'd she tell you? Your pool was leaking?
No, she wanted to work with us.
Yeah.
And then David Letterman's attorney said, you can't. Because she signed a lifelong, I cannot give away my secrets. So I got to see
he's
her.
very
and I
loyal
sh-
to the people that work with
they,
him. Yeah.
They are. But I showed her the skit that you sent me with her.
Oh,
and she
really?
said, yeah, that's Joe. I went, that's Joe? Oh, well, you remember Joe? She said, yeah, that was the guy from that Virgin movie, the Virgin movie. That's what she remembered.
Yeah.
But it was interesting how the people in the business sort of treat you. And I see the people that you bring in, the guy from Scarface was here. And it's just wild.
Yeah, all the old guys.
Nah, they're not old guys. They're still stars. Because I remember what Blake is talking about when you sit there and you talk about what guys did.
But there's culture classics like the boy bands.
Right,
When
exactly.
you think, everyone says, there'll never be another boy band, and then here you show up. There's going to have to be another boy band, because that's the sound
Right.
that generations like. It's
They
still
do.
the sound that the girls like. And
The
they'll
girls
say,
will always like
the
it.
girls will always like
they'll
to
always
look
be
at
in
you.
it.
Sorry, but it is what it is, right? And just like the cult movies, there's always going to be those throwback cult movies like Grease will live forever. Ghost, Dirty Dancing.
Maybe
Forever.
there'll be a American version too. And they bring
That
all
and-
these guys back. Like they were friends. That didn't work out too well though.
Well, that one, Pretty in Pink with Ducky Boy. I mean, there's certain movies that that are just
Pretty
pop,
in
To the
what?
future.
pop culture.
There's certain movies too that you just can't do a remake of.
No.
You know, because they were talking about, Brett Ratner was talking about doing a remake, and everybody flipped out, said they didn't want to do it, and then they wouldn't give him the rights to do it. So I'm glad he didn't do it.
Even TV show remakes. I see they're making a new Wonder Years.
Yeah, I saw that.
I don't know what. It's a great concept, but why not just make a new TV show? Why are we doing the remakes? Are kind of, I don't know, because then you remember the old ones and you're going to compare it to the new one. I'd almost rather see a whole new name.
Or do a
but we'll
spin on
see.
it like Riverdale.
Exactly,
Like, that's
spin-off.
A spin-off of
Yeah.
the Archie.
It's all about the mighty dollar. Wonder Years had tremendous numbers, and they think that because they slap Wonder Years Part 2, they're going to get the same number.
Yeah, but they've changed the demographic on it.
Everything
so
changes.
Right, so do a spin-off of it, right? Do a different name.
They used the name like Freddie said, so people watch
People
it
are gonna
right
watch
away.
it.
Yeah.
But you got to have some talent
True.
when it comes. And right now, because of COVID, talent took a leap backwards 5 years. And it's really funny because there's so much talent out there. You got singers that are coming forward, and if you give them a chance, man, they will. They knock the ball out of the park. But you got to give them a chance. You got to put them on shows like ours, and then David Letterman's, and then they keep going and growing.
Morrissey, David Letterman, from your mouth to God's ears, absolutely.
You never know. It's not a stretch. Look, Joe is on David,
Yeah, I got lucky
Right?
with that one.
and he's here.
Remember the show Joni Loves Chachi? You
Yeah,
probably didn't watch
I
that.
remember that. Sleeper.
Scott Baio,
Oh, he
Blake
looks like
is
Scott
that look, that Scott Baio
Scott
clean
Baio,
cut
I knew they looked
look.
familiar. Joni
Right?
loves Chachi.
He's just got that, like you could be the bad boy with the good look, or even, was it Gilmore Girls?
Yeah,
Or Luke's
yeah.
nephew, right? The
Yeah.
look, but yet you can go either way. He's
Yeah.
just got that versatile. That's why you're with us. But you never know, Frank. You're the type of guy we can put anywhere in any situation.
No. Frank
And it
shows
works.
up in every situation. Kenny's book, now the movies. Anywhere you look, he's involved somehow.
Do you know that Kenny's in a book, Blake?
Kenny. is in a book?
Yes,
Yeah.
the book that Frank wrote.
Really?
Yeah, his book.
I did not know that.
Kenny is everywhere.
Everywhere.
Wow.
I was with Kenny last night, as a matter of fact.
You were hanging out with Kenny?
Yeah, we went.
Kenny
to
have a last name?
Yeah.
I know, we call him Kenny. What's Kenny's
Yeah,
last
I
name?
feel like he's just Kenny.
Kenny.
No, he's got to have
Frank,
a-
what's
Ruiz.
Kenny's last name?
Ruiz.
There you go. No one even knows it except Frank.
Is this Love You, Kenny?
No, different Kenny.
Okay.
Kenny Louise.
Okay.
Kenny Ruiz. Oh, yep. Frank Magna Chop. So Frank wrote a book about Kenny, and Kenny's on the cover of Frank, which is in the lobby.
Wow. That's amazing.
It is. It's a small community, but Kenny and
does
Joe
so
are
much.
hilarious on that show.
Does-
And it's nice to see because I know that Joe is used to doing it the other way. He interviews people and things of that nature. And today Joe is gracious enough to come in and let us shoot it with him a little bit. And
Joe,
talk
what are
to
you
him.
working on next?
Well, we have the radio show here with you guys, VIP Lifestyle Network, the Sixth Borough. Kind of taking a hiatus for the summer with an hour of it. But, you know, I love working with Freddie and you, Dawn, so hopefully we do a couple more spin-offs, right, Fred?
That's right. You know, Joe, I want to make a movie.
So we all do.
No, I'm going to make a movie.
All right. You know how you
Here we
dream
go.
big?
Here we
you go.
We're going to make a movie, Joe.
Let me hear it.
It's going to make a movie because the kids have all asked me. I got kids in here that do independent film work.
Right.
And I have movie theaters with Rochelle and everybody else.
I know, she's still texting me.
And she's still texting. And if we got all the ingredients and I get a camera and, you know, I do a lot of ad-lib, you do a lot of ad-lib.
I tell you, it'd be better than a lot of movies I see people putting out there now.
I'm in.
But this is what I'm saying. I can make a movie right here. Get me a camera. Somebody get me a camera.
We can make a movie. We can make a movie on the back drama that goes around here.
I'm always in for a movie.
I just got to catch you when you're not leaving L.A.
Yeah, well.
Catch you on the plane. Wait a
Yeah,
minute,
you gotta.
right after her with the
Be
camera.
you in?
Yeah.
Music for a movie?
Be you in for a movie?
Yeah, I've done it, and I'm glad to do it again.
You know, the funny thing is that if you try to write a movie, it doesn't always work out. If you do a movie, it always works out.
Well, as everyone keeps telling us, for what, 7 years, we're going on a 7-year anniversary, we need a behind the scenes. But it's got to be unscripted. It's got to be someone just captures
Exactly.
it with the camera and put it together. Because this, as unscripted as we are, when the lights are off, when we're doing what we're doing in the back, people are following me around because I don't know
think
why.
a reality show for you too.
Right? You
yeah.
in? Piece it.
I'm all the way in.
It's the behind the scenes of what you do to get to this point.
And it's funny because you hang around Joe, everybody's laughing. You go into some of the meetings that they do, and they do about 45 minutes of just jokes, things that happen during the week. I mean, there's your book, there's your movie.
It's funny stuff, yeah.
It's funny, it's hilarious. Nico's out of his mind. And that guy, he belongs in a
we
cave
could do a whole
somewhere.
hour just me and him going back and forth with each other.
It's just,
True
it's
that.
craziness. And on top of everything else, I see that my friend, Mr.
Russ Johnson, it's good
Russ
to
is
see
in
you,
the house.
my friend.
Now, Russ Johnson was a producer for Oprah Winfrey when she started.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Don't go like this. You know it's true.
Russ
you
has
know
done
it's true.
We met in band camp.
You met in band camp?
Yeah. We met in band camp, remember? Yeah. I was playing the triangle, you were doing the oboe. Remember? Yeah.
And here's the third eye again.
There's the other one. Why don't you, Russ, why don't you sit there so that people can see you? But the funny thing is, it's such a small, I've known this man for about 11 years, 10 years. I do space shows with him, alien shows. He did an alien show with my stepdaughter about 8 years ago, and people were calling in at midnight. The radio station says, Freddie, we got to do something because the time difference. He was done already. And people were calling 3 hours later wanting to be on the show. And me and him were just laughing because the alien following, you know.
Well, it's
you know how
all
that
going to
works.
be, what, next month they're releasing everything? July?
Get a mic.
Grab a mic. Slowly they're going to release what Frank already wrote about. That's the funny thing.
Who wrote about it?
Frank.
Oh, Frank wrote about it. No, it's going to be a slow gradual. They're not going to rush to disclose everything. No way. If you want to keep up with a better look at this disclosure, go to Dr. Stephen Greer. He's got Disclosure Project, and matter of fact, he just finished 4 days in Washington, D.C. at the National Press Club. June 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th, and he had 500,000 people there at least, or more.
My brother-in-law was there.
Oh, he was?
Yeah, he lives in Colorado. Went to D.C. to go to that.
Oh, I guess so. That's a big one.
Yep.
That was a big one.
Now,
That's a big deal.
My son works with NASA, and I got a letter stating that, and it came out in the news that NASA did not have an answer to something that they captured. That they captured. Now,
Right.
you know, if it comes from NASA, usually it's true because
Right.
they usually don't send fake rockets up, right?
True.
They didn't have an explanation for something they showed.
Well, they didn't want to tell you.
No, they don't have an answer because to tell us would be to have to tell us the truth.
Huh?
They would have to tell us the truth that maybe aliens do exist, and they didn't want to do that.
Maybe.
I'm just saying they didn't want to do that. So what they did was they released it as we don't have an answer for
Okay.
this,
Well, that's
and we'll get back to you on it.
right.
But
That's Lou Alexander and Chris Melton and all those guys. They just teasing you. They're getting paid big money.
I
do
gotta
that.
tell you, I'd rather just hear you sing and let them all fly around us. I got no problem with that. We got more people in the lobby.
I see that.
Stuff. But I'm glad I'm glad that you guys get to experience a little bit about what we get to do every day. I still want to do. I think you should have your own show. We'll talk about that a little bit as well. Russ Johnson, when are we doing your next show?
Whenever you tell me.
Well, I'm just glad to have you back.
I'm glad you're
so
feeling better.
I'm glad you're feeling better. It's been a minute since we've seen you.
Well, okay, thank
know.
you. Appreciate it.
Look, good to have you back.
And
in
we're gonna
studio.
have Missy Fools on Thursdays at 3. I heard. Is that solid?
Russ is Thursdays at 11. You
Thursday
you
at
set
3?
a time for Kendra Live.
Wait, you said Missy what?
Thursdays at 3.
Yes, Thursdays at 3 Eastern. Yes.
If she's not in production, because
Yeah.
she says, Freddie, I gotta go cut a record, or I gotta go meet the president. Or,
No, I'm just a professional space cadet.
Oh, okay.
That works.
She definitely belongs with your people, Russ. There is no
Well,
doubt. Kendra's one of
she's
your
one
people.
of them. Okay, got you. I got you. I can see that.
You can see in the eyes.
I can tell that. Look at her. She got the
She's
symbol.
there.
There's no doubt. And Frank, I was watching the news the other day. There's a meteor the size of the Brooklyn Bridge that they've apparently shifted. And wait, how did they do that? It's like your book I was reading. They shifted it by sending a rocket up, and they
Not
were
a
able
rocket.
to. What they send up?
One of those satellite things.
Oh.
Remember, they hit it to get it off course.
Yeah. But have you read Frank's book?
No,
that
no.
talks about
No,
what
I-
they
I
did
don't want-
that he wrote
I-
how many years ago?
I don't want to even go down that
12?
road.
Probably 2010.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frank, somebody was in the lobby and they says, "Wow, this Frank guy writes a lot of books." I says, "Yeah, and they're all here for sale." Frank, I want to talk real fast about the upcoming event that we just booked with the Movies of Del Rey.
Yeah,
October 20th?
It's October 20th.
And tell us about what that's about.
Every year, the Florida Arts Network gives away, we have an award show. We give away awards to local talent, the local art industry. And this October is going to be we're going to have music videos. We're going to ask the local people to submit music videos, and then all our members that are involved with the Florida Arts Network will then vote on the best music video, and then we'll pick the top 5 of the votes will go to the show, and then, of course, one with the most votes will win an award we give away. This will be the 4th year we'll be giving an award away. So that's going to be at Movies of Del Rey on October 20th, and we're talking about possibly also including maybe, since it's near Halloween, whoever comes with the best
costume
may
That's
get another
cool.
gift.
Can you believe we're actually booking things in October? When you told me that, I thought that's just.
September's already taken up, so
I
we have to
know.
go to
September's
October.
already gone, so we had to go October.
You know, it's funny. I talked to some of my people because I wanted to do something with masks. You know, the mask on the
Masquerade?
stick, masquerade type of deal. And they told me that's creepy. And when I was growing up, I would have loved to wear a mask.
Well, have you seen Eyes Wide Shut?
That's kind
Yes, but this is it. Oh, you see? But wasn't even thinking about that. I was just saying it'll be kind of fun to dress up masquerade. You put a ball, eyes wide shut. You had to bring that up, didn't you?
Oh, I
Didn't
did.
ya?
I did. I
But you
just
know that
did.
movie? Do you know that movie?
Of course.
Of course.
Of course.
It's
There's a
not that
little-
kind of movie. But if she showed up, I wouldn't mind
You
it.
going to bring in some music and some arts, some entertainment for the event?
We hope so.
Yeah, we're gonna put
Well,
some
we probably
singers
have
in.
some choices in this room
We got
for
some
you.
choices in the studio right now.
We got some fun with this thing all the way around. And again, it's giving awards to interesting concept.
And I'm hoping you're going to enter some of your music videos into Frank's competition.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
At least he said yes. I think he had to shrug and say
Yeah.
no.
You
I
can get
could have
that.
gotten this. Exactly.
Yo, shoulder bind.
Just think how many more you're going to have by October to enter, which will be pretty amazing.
Well, he's even doing a book cover for me.
Yeah. Is it just music videos or short films too?
No, music video.
Sounds good.
Which is interesting because we're also going to have the producers working on video stuff for JC Dreesen on next month on the 21st. She's going to be singing, and whatever song she's doing, there'll be a movie behind her. And you know, JC does a lot of songs when she does a concert. And I said to her, an hour and a half, how many could you do? She said 40. I said, whoa, 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 whoa. 40's too much because we have to prep all these videos for it.
Oh, she wants a big screen behind her with all
She's
the videos.
going to have the whole movie theater behind her. I seen that
Yeah,
from
some
the
work
movie
to
The
do.
Rose, where Janis Joplin was behind her when she was singing, because that movie portrayed Janis Joplin. And that's pretty cool stuff.
Got some work to do.
Well, we got a lot of work to do, but man, I didn't tell you.
Got a lot
what
of pizza
fun.
to buy from Pizza Rica. That's what I think.
Get me the mozzarella.
Pizza Rica's going to be a little busy, Joe. Freddie's got to feed people to make videos.
Pizza Rica delivers pizza, Joe. Thank you to you and the
Oh, they
show.
bring them to you guys good.
On Tuesday.
No
we gotta-
pineapple, right?
We got to go get it.
No, they go get it, but
no pineapple,
it's
right?
pretty much a staple
No,
in the
no,
studio.
they asked me, is this the pineapple for Joe? Somebody
No,
called
no,
them.
no,
Joe,
no.
somebody called them and told them it could have been Nico. Just to
Probably.
send pineapple.
Probably.
Because
Just
they
to
knew
get
you
my
hated
reaction.
it.
No.
What's an overall no pineapple on pizza?
No.
Anyone
Are you
pineapple
kidding
on
me?
pizza?
Gross.
Yeah, she says yes. Anyone else pineapple on pizza?
No.
I actually don't mind it.
What about a vegetarian pizza?
I like
You
vegetarian,
like vegetarian pizza?
Yeah,
Vegetarian?
I like that.
With veggies or just cheese?
I
and
like-
Come on.
You don't eat veggies.
No, not on pizza. Pizza is something you eat when you're walking.
you'll
you
eat
know?
it?
It's one of those
Pineapple.
walking foods.
Actually,
pizza was made.
Pizza's just supposed to be cheese and sauce.
That's it.
Actually, just sauce, and they sprinkle grated cheese. That's how they make it in Italy.
Yeah, that's how you make-
You gotta,
yeah,
you gotta put a little
yeah.
mozzarella on it, Joe. But you know, if pizza is a walking food. You can't walk with a burger. I mean, you can, but you're not supposed to. Pizza, you fold it. New York, you walk any way you want with it.
Yep.
Exactly.
Right? It's
And
a
the
walking
grease
food.
strips all over that wax paper.
That's right. You eat that too if you had
That's
to.
the best part.
And you're in a subway, stinky subway, and you're like this, and it's at your mouth right there.
Yeah, you can't eat spaghetti on the subway. The people that do that, I'm just like, you do you, boo.
You know
Okay.
people. You know people that eat spaghetti in the subway.
yeah.
I want to hang out with your people. I got
Yeah,
You know,
I don't hang with them. I've just seen
Watched
them. I've observed,
I see.
and my observations say, you stay in your corner.
There's plenty to observe on the subway, that's for sure.
You ain't lying.
You know, they talk about vegan. They just come out with a study that they have now classifying. They're going to classify plants as an ascended life form, because plants recognize people when they walk by. They talk to one another. They feel pain.
That's right. Bite into a broccoli and hear it scream.
And
Telling you.
the neural pathways that are in our body look just like the same pathways that are in the plant.
You know, that's
Yeah.
getting creepy now. Look at Josh's
Now it's getting,
face.
so now they're saying plants are more ascended life form than you think they are.
What's creepy is like the beyond and impossible meat, that lab meat is just so terrible for your system.
What, the Impossible Burger?
Yeah.
Oh, that stuff's gross.
Yeah.
It's a burger.
If you know what's in it, you'll be like,
You eat hot dogs? You know what's in that?
Everything but the squeal.
No, if you bite hard enough, it'll squeal.
The beef people. We're
But
gonna
I
do-
gotta tell you, Nathan's, you ever gone to Nathan's in New York and they have 5,000 hot dogs
That's
cooking.
it. Everything but the squeal.
What's the Nathan's record that he always wins? What? How many hot dogs?
78
Joey Chestnut,
Yeah.
something like that.
78 hot dogs?
with a glass of water. I would love to be Joey Chestnut.
And the buns and everything. It's just like
No,
glue
no,
in
I
his
can stay away from the
intestine.
bun. It's
All right,
disgusting.
we're going to take a commercial break. That's kind of nasty. More to come on the rest of the show.
Joey Chestnut.
Stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Commercial. Play out.
Has someone in your family lost a job recently, and now you can't afford your mortgage payment? Or do you have a rental property and your tenants aren't paying you? We can come to the rescue and pay you cash for your home immediately. Yes, sell your home and get cash all over the phone without dealing with real estate agents or having to waste time showing your home to lukewarm buyers. You don't need to lose your house to foreclosure. If you have equity in your home, we'll buy your home and give you cash within days, all in a simple over-the-phone and virtual process. Call now before your situation gets worse. Sell a home you can't afford or just need anymore and get the cash you need today. Call this number now.
Call 855-348-5925. That's 855-348-5925. Again, 855-348-5925.
Stephanie Jaffe is a world-renowned artist who creates one-of-a-kind pieces. Using a keen sense of color and composition, her vibrant collages and mosaics integrate eclectic elements such as vintage keepsakes and fine china with blown glass and fired clay to create whimsical arrangements. For more information about her work, come down to the Brooklyn Cafe TV studio or go to StephanieJaffeArt.com.
If you have diabetes, would you like to eliminate painful finger sticks? Are you injecting insulin multiple times per day? Then you may qualify for a continuous glucose monitor. CGMs monitor blood sugar using a small patch placed on your upper arm or abdomen, and they use your smartphone to accurately monitor your blood sugar levels. Stop pricking and start scanning. Plus, CGMs are covered by Medicare and most private insurance plans. They can be shipped free of charge to your door. Call today to see if you qualify.
Nobody likes to prick their fingers. If you are a diabetic using insulin like many of us, the worst part of your day is sticking your fingers to draw blood. Now you don't have to do it anymore. You can get a new continuous glucose monitor. As long as you check your blood sugar and inject insulin, it may be covered by your insurance. Call us and we'll let you know if you are covered, and send one at little or no cost to you with free shipping. Stop freaking your fingers. Call right now for your new continuous glucose monitor.
Introducing the Price is Right Home Sweepstakes. You could win the same kind of cash and prizes you see on the TV show. Just call this number right now. And when you call, ask about these amazing offers from our sponsors. Low Cost Airlines offers fares too low to advertise that you can't find anywhere else. You can save hundreds on your next flight with Low Cost Airlines. US Med is your one-stop resource for diabetic supplies. And if you have Medicare, you could get them at little to no out-of-pocket cost. US Med. MedGuard Alerts unique medical technology provides immediate help to seniors with the touch of one button. And you could get your device for free. MedGuard Alert. The United Breast Cancer Foundation can use the donation of your old car, truck, or van to help those fighting breast cancer. Pickup is free and you'll get a tax exemption. Call now to enter the Price is Right Home Sweepstakes. Win thousands in cash and prizes and learn more about these great offers.
Hey Kaylee, what's up?
Hey, nothing, what's up?
Nothing, just looking for music for Grandpa that I listen to while we're in the car.
What's wrong with listen to now?
Let's just say we have different tastes, you know?
Why don't you try listen to a podcast on Spotify?
Like which one?
The Broken Cafe Studio one is really good.
Okay, I'll try that one out, thanks.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought. You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Caught in the crossfire with my lover.
Ding, 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 ding.
And we're back.
Let me tell
We're
you
at it.
something.
Run up here.
The only person I knew that was coming today was Blake
Her.
and Carolina.
That's it.
We haven't even talked. I knew Blake was coming.
'Cause we
I knew
talked to Blake
Carolina was
yesterday.
going to be here. We invited Frank.
I knew she was
I thought
coming. You
KE was
changed
coming
me.
tomorrow.
I knew he was coming, but I didn't know what Thursday. I knew that Joe was coming, but I didn't know when.
So Blake says, how many more people are coming in? I said, I didn't know all these people were coming in. Grace came and left.
Grace already started the tour.
That's at 3.
No, this was the teenage tour. Her kid and stuff like that. She brought them in. And the tour, we have a 3 to 5 tour. It's open to the public. Come on down. We're going to have, I think, 12 companies in here. So you better put on your roller skates, Batman.
I said that to Tristan the other day. I said, I hope you've got your roller skates. And she said, they're in my
They're in my
car.
car.
Should I really get them? And I said, no, that was a metaphor for what the day was going to be like. She's funny.
Joe, remember in the day when you used to go to White Castles and you used to take your order with roller skates?
Sonic.
Sonic
The girl
still
used to
does
roller
that?
skate to the car, yeah.
Sonic does that? Well, they got that from White
They
Castle.
do the roller skating?
Oh, Sonic does it now.
I didn't know that.
They still do it?
I don't know if they do roller skates, but
I didn't even know there was a Sonic still open. Yeah?
Yeah, they're still open. One just opened in Coconut Creek.
Sonic?
Yeah.
What's their logo, their mascot, that hedgehog?
A hedgehog, which makes no sense.
I was going to ask you, why is there a thing, a hedgehog?
Yeah, but he wanted to
Because Sonic is a video game.
Yes.
Oh, that's right, the blue Sonic kid,
Yeah,
right? Those-
Sonic the Hedgehog.
And there you
Sonic
have
the-
it.
That's
It
why I
makes
thought the
sense.
restaurant had
Perfect
something
sense
to
all
do
the
with
way
that
around.
when I first heard about it. No,
I didn't even know that. And I know there's a White Castles down in Miami, isn't there?
No.
I don't think so.
No,
No, they've been trying to get them down Florida for years. They don't want to do it.
You got to go to Publix to buy them frozen.
Yeah, I got them in my office
Orlando.
refrigerator. I used to live
Orlando
when
has a White Castle.
when I lived in the Bronx. I was literally right around the corner from them.
And where did you live in the Bronx, Joe?
I lived on Colden Avenue and Boston Post Road, and then I moved to the West Bronx, Van Cortlandt Park area.
I know both places. I played ball in Van Cortlandt, and I lived on Boston Road, but it was a different street.
Like I was right on the cusp of the Bronx and New Rochelle.
Yep. DeKalb Avenue was up in the Bronx
Yeah.
and Yonkers. That's where I hung out. I went to DeWitt Clinton High School. Did you go to DeWitt Clinton?
No, but I know where it is. I didn't go to high school in the Bronx. I went in Westchester.
Oh, excuse
He was
me.
fancy then.
Hey, my parents wanted to get me out of there. It didn't help any.
Hey, your parents took you to PR. I guess everyone had to get
They
out of high
wanted to
school.
get me out of there. I went to school in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, everyone had to get out of there.
I lived in the Bronx for a couple of years when I was a kid.
Where?
Just north of Yankee Stadium.
Oh my God, you lived in the jungle.
In the
Right by
jungle.
Bronx Terminal Market.
Oh my God, you remember that?
Yeah.
The Terminal Market, I have friends down there.
Yeah.
That had beer stops and everything else.
Russ is making me nervous. Look, he
Is
just
the Bronx
looked.
Terminal Market still there? I
He's
wonder.
looking.
Yeah, it's still
They
there.
closed it? I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows? It
It's
could
still
be.
there. Still there because the Yankees still use the Terminal Market for beer distributing and hot
Oh, wow.
dogs and stuff.
Are we getting a delivery or something?
I have no idea, Dawn.
I see the door wide open, and I'm just wondering what we've got coming in the door. I don't even
The
know.
crew has beer?
We have to talk to Carolina, though. I don't even know if they have a camera on Carolina.
Do we have a
Carolina-
camera on
I don't even
four?
have a mic for Carolina.
We have a mic for Carolina. We need a mic.
gonna give her a mic.
We have a camera on 4.
Let's see who she got to interview today on. That's always on Mindset for Success.
Yes. Who did you interview today?
Today, I interviewed Dr. Mauro Echeverri. He is a business strategist and consultant. He is a former executive of Louis Vuitton, Swarovski, big companies, luxury brands. And it was amazing because I was expecting him to talk about business and the strategies and everything. And he says, no. Everything is about the values. The only way to be successful, especially in those big businesses where what their purpose is to bring a legacy, is about how you project the value into everything that you do. So it was an amazing conversation.
What did he say? Why is that the key?
Because it's the only thing that you can sustain in time through generations. And you can show them how to build a strategy around those values. So he says integrity, honesty, generosity, giving back to the community is so important to create that success in the long term that it's not just about making money.
That's true because you can apply that to singing and everything else. Everybody in here has to have that right
We
mindset.
talked about that with B and Blake earlier today because It's what it's about,
And it's
especially
funny-
in this business.
Well, it's funny because Blake said that he had to grow into believing in that, and look at him now. Now all the floodgates are opening and everything else, which is really cool. One of the few hosts that we have that does English and Spanish show.
She's actually going to be interviewing Blake, I think, after the midday show in Spanish.
In Spanish. Because Blake told me he speaks un poquito español.
Sí, yo hablo más o menos.
Más o menos.
Muy bien, habla muy bien.
Muy
Ya
bien.
tuvimos una
Más o
conversación,
menos.
habla muy
Por
bien.
favor,
No, speak very
preguntarme las preguntas fácil.
Sí. We will make it easy.
Gracias.
He says he speaks enough Spanish for an interview. We said, well, that's all we need. That's plenty.
It's funny because I never know that Dawn understood Spanish, and one day I was having a conversation, I was talking about her, and she repeated the whole conversation. She said, "You talk to me this way?" I went, "Where the hell did this come from?"
Yeah, I don't. I just pretend
You
on
gotta
TV.
be careful when you're in Florida who you talk what.
But it's funny because you said you learned Spanish just by living in Miami.
Yeah. I learned how to speak it pretty much that way, but the pressure went on when I started working with Emilio Estefan.
That would do it.
Yeah, he was like, you got to learn how to sing in Spanish. So I figured, okay, if I'm going to
And you
sing
sing in
songs-
Spanish too?
Yeah, I sing in Spanish too. So I figured if I'm going to sing in Spanish, I'm going to be interviewed in Spanish, and I'm going to perform in Spanish, so I got to learn a little more Spanish.
Thank you, Emilio
So-
Estevez, right?
Do me a favor, pass that mic to your mom.
Uh-huh.
Because I have to ask Mom what it's like to see your son perform and with so many great connections he's made.
Oh, it's quite incredible because this is a little boy that used to sing all the time around the house and had a voice. I had no idea where he got it from because it wasn't from me or my husband. And now to see him grow and perform like this is really amazing and very heartfelt to see this young man capture everything he really wants and wants to do with his career. And I'm very proud of him.
Well, he told us a secret that you do sing. You just don't sing in public,
Yes, exactly.
but you do sing.
the
You can
shower.
carry a note, I heard.
In the shower. It's another one in the
Another
shower.
one that- Everybody takes a, even Joe sings in the shower. Everybody sings in the shower. In La Lucha.
When he was growing up, he would just do. I remember Aaron growing up doing concerts everywhere with pictures everywhere. My son on his bed singing. He's a lawyer. He does not sing as a profession, but a lot of kids do that. What took Blake from that little boy singing to this?
With all honesty, Blake really wasn't a performer growing up. He was very quiet and shy. I knew he loved to sing, and I know he wanted to be out there, but he didn't want to take voice lessons. He didn't do things like that. I think when he got to college, he was with roommates, and they heard him singing, and they're like, "Where's that coming from?" And Blake says, "It's for me." And like, it's your voice is that, and then I think that confidence from his own generation, his friends, like said, "Yeah," and so he just said, "This is for me. I've always had this in me. I want to perform. I want to try to see where it takes me." And
That's
what he
amazing.
did.
That's a movie in itself.
Yeah.
That's a movie in itself. And Joe, I got to ask you, did you
Yes, sir.
always want to be in the movies?
No, I was always a clown. You know that. So, I was really the class clown in school and stuff. And when I graduated, I didn't go to college right away. I said, you know what, I'm going to give this a shot. So I got myself an agent. My mom helped me a lot. She was really good with that stuff. And the third audition I went on, I got that part.
How old were you?
17.
So you guys go to college early in New York.
Yeah, 17 years old. Went to L.A. As a matter of fact, my mom had to come with me because I was a minor.
Underage.
Yeah.
That's
and then
amazing.
I turned 18 while I was there, so I sent her back home.
He said,
As
"Mom,
soon as I
gotta
turned
go."
18.
But that's amazing that you got to do the Last American Virgin when you were 17?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
But it was
Yeah.
a high school movie, right? It was.
Yeah, it was a
what
high
it's all
school movie,
about.
exactly. So I just fresh out of high school, and then we're filming a high school movie. It was cool.
That's crazy.
I was
went to
young.
college,
I
you were
was the
16.
youngest one on the set.
Yeah, from all those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I remember seeing that movie. It was hilarious. Yeah, I did go. I went even younger. I went to college when I was 15 because I got a couple of
I
grades
know,
under
but
my
yeah,
belt.
it's always so shocking.
And they told me that I should be an actor because I wanted to be a doctor. And one of my professors says, "You ain't gonna be no doctor,
You
you
went to college
dummy."
at 15?
Yeah. had my 16th birthday my freshman year.
That's crazy.
Wow, you're a smart guy, Freddie, huh?
I wasn't smart. I just knew how to talk.
Could have fooled me.
No, you had to
Yeah.
take some sort of test, I'm assuming.
I did. I took the SATs. I took the citywides. I got into the SP
So
classes
you had
twice.
to have done pretty well for them to
Nah,
keep
you know
moving
what
you
it is?
along.
Sometimes you're smart because your peers are dummies. So I
True.
got ahead of the game just by being average.
See,
And they told
never-
me to be an actor. But, you know, I admire what Joe did because they said, why don't you go? And they wanted to represent me. And I said, get out of here. I was supposed to be in Carlito's Way. I got a part in Kramer versus Kramer. Again, but I didn't do what Joe did. I didn't pursue a movie career. You know, I wasn't on the big screen. Now I want to be on the big screen.
I should have stayed in L.A. after the movie. I kicked myself in the butt every day for that.
You would have
But,
been in
yeah.
movies all over the
I was
place.
a homesick boy. I wanted to come home.
But you were funny, man. On David Letterman, the
Thank
face expressions you put, holy smokes, hilarious.
My dad, God rest his soul, said when he saw that, he goes, when you asked him for money, Joe, it was so natural. How come? He goes, you know, I said, you know why, Dad?
Unbelievable.
You know, it's
And they-
best at what you do.
And when Blake was singing in the house, he had like a broom handle and he was singing all over the place. Did he do that?
He always had a little computer, like a little cassette with the little like play school, and he would sing with that, and all his records, all his tapes, and he would sing with those. It was very cute. Wherever we go, he'd take it.
It's so funny because when Blake becomes a big time star or Kendra, and you bring the parents in and they tell the most embarrassing stories.
Well, it's like when you see the football players, they always thank mom, right? Because there's always mom.
Because they don't tell
It
their
always
stories.
comes back to mom.
Playing football in their underwear, you know, stuff like that.
But that's what it always comes down to is a son and their mom. It's always special. Right? It's nothing like it. Daughters and moms have their own relationship, and son and moms.
Yeah, when I got to meet Kendra's mom, she's a sweetheart. I got to meet Joe's mom, another sweetheart.
Oh,
And I
really?
got to meet, yeah, Joe's mom. She came in here and she asked me for a cup of coffee.
Your mom lives down here?
Yeah, she lived down here.
And she came. How's she feeling, by the way?
She's probably going to come home next week. She's been in the hospital for months. She's probably going to come home next week, yeah.
I remember she was sitting right there. I made a cup of coffee. I put a lid on it so she wouldn't spill it. And she kept telling me, tell this guy next to me to stop talking. I want to hear my son.
Mom is always the biggest fan with everybody.
Moms are always the
Yeah.
biggest fan.
Yep, biggest supporter.
And they used to do those big Italian meals?
Well, I've taken over the cooking since she's been sick. So when she comes home, we're going to have another one. You got to come this time, Freddie. Dawn, you got to
He
come.
invited me. I couldn't
Everybody
make
got it. It's a little condo, but we'll all fit.
It's an army of food they make.
What's the best food that you make? What's your favorite go-to meal?
My chicken cutlets and meatballs are the best, yeah.
I heard about the meatballs.
Yeah, no raisins in them either.
Thank goodness. I thought that was a Spanish thing.
Frank, what's your go-to?
It's a joke from our show.
For cooking. You
Some
cook.
Sicilian guy came in and brought meatballs, and they had raisins in them.
Yeah, I remember.
We should have an Italian food festival here.
We can.
Frank's does eggplant. You do.
Joe, will you
chicken cutlets
come?
and
Will you
meatballs?
come on the 21st and bring us some meatballs? We're having our
Sure,
Saturday.
yeah.
You come in here. We have some fun with this.
What do you want, meatballs? What else?
What do you mean? What else? I'm not gonna bog you down in the kitchen.
Well, if
Whatever
I make
you
the
bring.
meatballs, I gotta make the
Gabagool.
gravy for it, so we might as well make some pasta too.
Whatever you bring, and you gotta bring your mom if she's home.
Yeah, definitely.
It'll be great. Oh man, you can fill this place up. All of you invited on the 21st. It's a 7-year
Getting hungry
anniversary.
thinking about it.
I think
Does
you won't
anybody
be here.
know
You need
who
to be
catered
here.
the Mob King premiere?
I leave the 20th. Yeah.
Yes.
What
Is this
restaurant
happening
was
when?
that?
It was
The 21st.
Mamma
The
Mia's in
21st.
Hollywood.
They have a Mamma Mia's in Hollywood?
Yeah,
still?
right off of
Linton
right on US
Avenue in
1
Atlantic.
by the Circle.
Okay.
I have a Mamma
Yeah,
Mia.
it was
And that's
really
why that
good.
picture stays up top,
Why?
so you never forget where we came from.
How could I? I was 270 pounds.
7 years ago.
didn't
That's,
fit through the
that's
door.
the only thing you and I had was that
Joe,
banner up
Joe
there.
lost a lot of weight too. I used to weigh 270. Joe over there.
Where?
On the
wow.
loft, the picture up top.
Yep. I
That was
lost
the
all that
only
weight.
thing Freddie and I had when we
Well, you got
started
a
was
big
that and your computer bag and 2 little cams in a radio room,
7 years ago when we started.
Yeah.
right?
I was 335.
Were you?
Yeah.
Holy smokes! You lost the whole.
I was
person.
213.
You? You don't even weigh 113 now. Really?
Carolina, what was your highest weight?
350.
350.
Wow.
Life changing.
Got me beat.
Wow. I gotta tell you.
I was 30 pounds heavier
You were? Before you got married?
No, not.
And your wife was like, no, let's go.
Maybe like in early high school.
Oh, that doesn't count then.
Let's get the mic to the wife because I want to ask you a couple questions real quick. So, how long you been married?
We're coming up on a year.
How do you like it?
I love it. It's the best thing that's ever happened to me. So I'm very
Is
happy.
it everything you expected?
It is.
Did you expect him to be a superstar and travel all over?
I knew that he was going to be a superstar when I met him. He just has that natural gift, you know?
And you knew that was going to happen, and you're cool with all the moving around?
Yeah,
and all
I've been supporting him with music, and I help him with auditions. I help him with everything. So,
That's important.
yeah.
It is, because without a backbone, you feel lost. You know, it doesn't work out.
But it's all about family and your support system.
It's true. Yeah, that's why we're very fortunate to be in Florida, because we have a lot of family.
I think they need their own reality show.
Well, I asked him about doing his show if she wanted to co-host and stuff like that. I think it'll be a nice combination to do it. And you know, I mean, he's still going to sing and move around and everything else, but there's nothing like a mixture when you have somebody who you really support, is supportive of what you do in the arts and what we do. And I've learned a lot. You know, I've produced more shows in the last 3 years than I have in 17 years, and I've been doing it forever. But I learned a lot. I learned a lot from Joe. I got to do some homework on what Joe does. I got to tell you, he's a tip to the profession. He does things a little bit different than I do, but different is good. But man, everybody knows this guy. And it's funny, you and me, we know over 2,000 people.
The same people, yeah.
Same people.
You have 2,000 mutual friends?
Yeah, you just hit it on the head. That you know, the business is a knit. You know, everybody's in the business, and we know them all.
Yeah, just
Good
look
and
at
bad.
Freddie's Instagram page.
You should see Joe's.
That's why I'm thinking.
Joe
You guys
Wong-
probably have 2,000 similar friends on
No, we have
Instagram.
no. I don't mean it like that. And we have friends he knows certain some people that he's had as hosts and speakers and everything.
Whenever I
else.
tell somebody about the radio show and I mention Freddie, oh, I know Freddie. So
That's how I met you.
yeah.
That
I know
show,
a lot of
that
people.
woman that I met. And I said, who's your producer? And she says, Freddie.
Well, the same thing happens when I say the Sixth Borough, you know, Joe Ruba, of course. Who doesn't know Joe? Same thing with Kenny. Who doesn't know those guys? Of course, everybody
And
knows.
Kenny Love, too. Oh, my gosh.
My goodness
Everyone
gracious.
we meet, Kendra.
Kenny Love, he's running for president.
The Love Party.
Yeah, it's the Love Party.
Oh.
You know that the
that's a good
guy, the
idea.
mayor of Miami, has announced his presidency. You know
Yeah,
this, right?
today I saw it on the news. Suarez.
So I called him and I says, well, it's guys to compete against. She says, what are you talking about? I says, the Love Party's coming.
I was just talking to someone the other day that knows Kenny from high school.
Yeah, we asked him to show
And there
up.
was somebody else.
Somebody else too? I mean, these are all people that are making strides in Boca. So outside of Boca begins to dissipate a little bit, except if you know this guy Blake and you go to Orlando because he's doing all sorts of stuff as well.
You going
or
to
you
be
go
in
to
Orlando?
California.
Yeah.
My nephew's trying to break into the business in Orlando.
Really? In what sector?
Singing and guitar.
Oh, there's a lot of opportunities out there. Universal's like constantly hiring people, so I think Orlando's the hub for entertainment.
We got to get him a mic.
We got to build our own Universal in
Yeah.
in Boca.
Yeah, I think
No, no.
Orlando's like the hub of entertainment at the moment. There's so many opportunities there, especially for singers and dancers. So I'm sure
You
he'll.
got to get in with a great group like you
Yeah.
did with B.
I met the Mulvey group this past weekend, and we followed each other. So I'm
That's
hoping
Joey
that
Fatone's group.
that's Joey Fatone's group.
She also talked to Esteban. He knows people in the business that have helped. You know, and to be helped by people, you got to be likable, right? I mean, Kendra, everybody loves Kendra. Everybody loves Kendra. You got to be likable.
I'm like Raymond.
Everybody loves Raymond. She cracks me up, this one.
I tell you.
You know, Monday or last week they said, what are we naming today's episode? I said Third Eye. Kendra's Third Eye is what they named
Yeah.
that episode.
It opened up. I could see everything.
All right, so let's go around the room. So we got a few shows here. Let's go with Carolina. When is your show?
My show is Mindset for Success on Thursdays, and in Spanish, Mentalidad para el Éxito los martes,
At what time?
11 a.m.
11 a.m. And that's on which website? Which Facebook?
On hers.
On her.
Mindset for Success.
Okay, and then we have Kendra Live on Thursdays at 3.
Yes. Thursdays at 3.
And are we deciding today what we're going to be doing on that? So I go, Kendra, you ready? Wait a minute. What are we going to talk about? We're going to do that. You're going to know what you're going to do.
Listen.
Yeah.
Listen. It's all going to work out.
Kendra's third eye. Don't miss it.
Kendra's
It's all
third
gonna
eye.
work out.
Coming to you Thursdays at 3.
We'll work it out. And then we have
Lights in
Mr.
the Night, Thursdays at 11 a.m.
Right.
Anything changing with our alien situation? Are they?
No, it's growing, developing. A lot of disclosures. So it's really coming down.
He's the man to
It's
know.
going to be big.
Well, it's a good thing. I'm glad you're back because we missed you.
Okay, thank you.
Between Russ and Frank, I feel like we're very protected here.
Well, Frank has his event on October 20th.
October 20th.
If not
Movies at
sooner
Del Rey.
stuff, maybe we do something sooner.
We may do something sooner. I've got a fundraiser. We're going to have a fundraiser at Wellaby Park and Sunrise at the end of July.
So we'll start
It's
making
free.
that announcement as well.
More to
For
come.
potluck. You can buy my books on Amazon or
Right here?
in the studio.
And he'll actually sign them for you. And we got Mr. Joe Rubo over there. It's
Here I am.
Friday nights at 6:30.
Friday night, 6:30. We have the Sixth Borough brought to you by VIP Lifestyle Network. And that's on every Friday here, 6:30.
Do you know who you have this Friday?
We have Charlie Rodriguez coming again, the Disco King. He has all those big events. He's coming on. And the date coach, Karen's coming on again. That's always fun.
And I want to talk to you about the Nasty Boys. Those two guys you had in
Jaquan,
here.
yeah.
They keep calling me, and I said, wait till Joe comes in because I wanted to talk to you. I want them to be here when you're here because I love the interview you did with them. These guys are hilarious.
Are they nasty?
No, they
Okay.
dance, but they were from DeKalb Avenue in the Bronx.
They're freestyle group.
Very cool.
But I know them from
there,
DeKalb.
I've known Jaquan was one of the hosts of VIP TV. I've known him for years. Yeah.
Good
Very
guys.
talented.
They're
Athletic,
doing 50th
athletic.
anniversary now of hip hop.
How many?
50. I cannot even believe 50th anniversary of hip hop and all the clothing and why the pants are the way they are. There's a reason.
50th anniversary.
Isn't that
Man,
incredible?
I'm getting old.
I'm that old.
You're hilarious.
50.
Okay, stop saying it. Relax.
Did you
Take it
realize
easy.
that? I was
Yeah.
thinking 30.
And Blake, are you going to be singing any place soon that we could catch tickets to go see you?
I'm sure there will be. I just
Well, we're gonna have you back.
I'll
We're
make
gonna
sure
have
to
you
let
back.
you know once I do. But
We're
I've
gonna
been
have you back
performing
here. We're
like
gonna
pretty
talk
much.
about your show. We're going to talk to
Yeah.
people
All
about it.
set together for Cafe Night Train and do a full.
We should do a Cafe Night Train on
Yeah.
the radio.
We're gonna work on something together.
Absolutely. We
All
got
right,
it.
good stuff.
All right. Thank you all so much for joining us. I guess Amazing Grace will be back at 3 o'clock. So if you're in the area between 3 and 5, come on down. Apparently, we are having an open house before we start our Thursday evening shows.
First open house.
First
Never
open
had
house.
this before.
Not officially, no.
Unofficially either.
Unofficially.
People just show up.
Ready to wrap it up?
Ready to go.
Have a great afternoon, everyone. Stay safe, be kind to each other, and we will see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. drive time.
And don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Broken Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.